You sure that's on? Yep. Okay, so now that we have scored together, watching the video, the modeling, let's talk about, well, we did a lot of modifications along the way, because I liked as well that you wanted to stop and address things as we went along, and that's what's so nice about videotaping and watching, is to be able to stop, discuss, turn it back on, and that worked really well for me. Did that work for you too?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Are there any other modifications that you would like to make?
Yes.
Based on your learning style, not a problem.
And this isn't really actually learning style, but just something that, something else that I noticed right when you started the interview.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, oh, I need to tell the parents I'm going to be writing.
Okay.
That's one of those weird things where sometimes if you're sitting there talking to someone, especially if I have like some little clipboard or something, it like looks very clinical. And just
like, what are you writing?
yeah, exactly. It's a tell parents
you...
I'm going to take notes as we talk so I can remember what was said. It's just I want to make sure that I'm remembering some of the special things that you tell me. And so,
where do you want to put that?
I was just looking at that, and I'm thinking under 2 when I'm doing the brief explanation of the interview. That
you'd like to add it to the script?
That maybe I can share it. Let me look at my script really quick.
Okay.
I'm learning how to use strategies from the Pyramid Plus approach, which I've given you a brief introduction of at our teacher conferences. So my goal now is to learn ways to build stronger relationships with families and hopefully to help you as parents learn how to talk to teachers about what's important to you at the same time. So I'm hoping this conversation is going to do that for the both of us. So I'm going to say that right there.
That sounds good.
That seems like where it needs to go.
Seems natural.
Right there. And just so you know, I'm going to be writing, I'm just going to be taking some notes, just so I'm remembering that
Okay.
I'm going to take some notes. I'm going to be taking some notes so I can remember what you shared today. I'm trying to decide if I want to go any farther than that. I think I'm just going to leave it there.
Okay.
I can get into more explanation, but I don't want to be too wordy.
All right, now is there anything I can do to help you with that piece? In other words, the template that I used, is that something I can send to you by email to add that wording?
I did notice that you had a kind of like, how do I want to say that? It's not a syllabus. What do you call that? When you're organizing your thoughts. Outline.
Right.
Outline is the word I'm looking for.
It was on the tip of my tongue too.
High school English.
I did create an outline for myself.
Yes, and I think what I would like to do is create my own outline.
Okay. Would you like this as an example, just to see what I did and use it as an example?
That'd be awesome. And if you could email it to me.
Okay.
That would be.
Do that.
If you have it saved on your computer, if you have to retype the whole thing.
No, I have it. I
you
have
can
it
get
saved.
it like that.
I saved everything.
I didn't want you to do that, but
yeah,
that
I will
would be,
email
that would
the
be really
outline.
helpful. And I was really noticing as we were, again, as you were going through And as I was kind of making little notes of, oh, I want to make sure that I'm telling parents I'm going to be writing, so that's not awkward. Kind of adding that other little clarification thing to the question. And even, actually, it's funny, I wasn't even thinking about it, but when you had, when I was looking over the rubric, and the new rubric you had done, and you put the little questions on the end, I thought, oh my gosh, I totally need to have an outline with all these things written down. And I guess I just haven't gotten that far in my thinking yet. Right. So seeing you having these resources that you're using really is modeling to me too how to use these different kinds of resources to have everything right there in front of you.
Yeah, and if it saves you time, and you can, of course, change fonts and change it up to however it makes it easier for you to use. So why reinvent the wheel?
Yeah, well, it's really nice to have a skeleton there that I can.
Okay, so tell me again, did you want me to also add that I'm going to be taking some notes so I can remember what you shared today? Do you want me to add that to my template and send it to you?
I'll add it once you send it to me. And if you want, I can, when I'm done...
because it's right here.
Yeah, it's on there.
It's on here
and
too.
When I'm done with the, like when I'm done with my template, if you want, I can send it to you just so you can kind of look through and see what I did.
Yes,
because
that would
then
be good so that we can be on the same page.
Yeah, and if you look through there and you're seeing, oh, I think I know where you're going with this, but this might be better. If you could give me some feedback on some of those things, that would be helpful. So don't be shy about giving feedback on.
Because you have to remember too that when you're doing behavior rehearsal, then I have to have exactly what you're using so that I can score.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. So you'll add that wording, that language to the script, and then you'll prepare one of these parent interview templates to however it fits the best.
Yeah,
for your learning style. And any other modifications that you need for your own learning style, or we could go on into talking about modifications for the parents if necessary, other than what we already covered.
Yeah, I think I feel good where we are. For the parents I'm going to be starting with, I don't need any more modifications, and I don't think I want to delve as deep as I would need to go at this point to think about translation and those kinds of things, because
and we have
that
opportunity.
gets into a whole other huge can of worms when you talk about that. Who's looking at who and all those kinds of things when you're translating. There really are little semantics around all that.
And what's good is you're aware of that. And so then just remember, keep in mind then with the behavior rehearsal, we'll have a brief and a debrief. There's chances to tweak then too, and even before the live coaching. So there's still places that we can make changes.
I tell you, this was really, I'm very pleasantly surprised at how incredibly helpful it was to watch you do it, because I really thought of a lot of things like the, I should probably tell them that I'm going to be writing notes so that doesn't look awkward. All these things. It really was super, super helpful.
And I actually thought that as I was going through it, and I was holding my clipboard a couple of times, I was thinking, in past interviews or assessments, I let that person, whether it's the teacher or the parent, I let them know I'm going to be taking lots of notes, so don't find that to be unusual, and that even occurred to me too. So, okay, good. Anything else?
I don't think so.
So then let's go ahead and look at the dates. So I provided you an updated professional development plan.
Awesome.
So to kind of get us up to date to today and beyond. So we're going to look at,
Excuse me, I'm so yawny.
okay, so I tried to highlight,
Yes.
behavior rehearsal. If we could do the brief, activity, and debrief on the 14th at 4.
4:14 would be wonderful for me.
Okay.
That's so funny because I'm looking at April and then the year 15, and I wrote it at happening at 4:15, 4 p.m.
So Tuesdays seem to work pretty well.
Really,
So far.
most days work well except Thursday. Thursday evenings are always a little bit iffy, but really any other evening
I tried to pick
works fine for
Tuesdays
me, so
with
that's not a problem.
with a Wednesday to follow, just in case you needed to move it to Wednesday.
Okay,
All right, so
sounds great.
and then we do the live coaching brief activity debrief on the 21st.
21st
Same.
is
Same times, right?
live coaching. 4 p.m. So this is going to be my first parent, right?
And we can email back and forth between now and then. Anything we need to plan for the behavior rehearsal. Do you have a parent in mind now?
I do. My first one is going to be Leticia.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, not the behavior rehearsal.
Oh, okay.
Don't I do the behavior rehearsal with you?
Yes, that is correct. Thank you for getting me back on track here.
I was like, I thought that was you. You're making
Behavior
me nervous.
rehearsal is with me.
So the live coaching, my first live coaching will be Leticia because she'll be the easiest parent, and I'm going to kind of, I want to make sure I do my easiest parent first. That's Letty.
Okay. I was getting ahead of myself.
You're doing that.
Oh, here we go.
That's there.
Still getting
You're
it.
doing it again.
I'm doing it again. Must be the time of day.
Yeah, Leticia will be my first one.
And then who will be the peer-to-peer?
Peer-to-peer. You know what I would like to do, and I'm wondering if when we do the behavior rehearsal, if I can let you know who that is, because what I would like to do is ask Eck or Emily if she is interested, if they are interested in me sharing what they did. I think at the beginning I was thinking Ivy because I'm like, oh, she's in my class, I'm going to share with her what I'm doing. But I think what I'm doing is really kind of a lead teacher skill in developing those relationships with families, and not something that would really kind of be in the scope of what Ivy does in the classroom. You know, and she obviously is talking with parents and creating relationships and things like that, but she's not doing the teacher conferences and those kinds of things. So that seems more like what Eck and Emily are required to do within their things. So I'm going to ask both of them if they're interested, and then if they're interested, then I will do that. And if both of them say, no, I'm totally not interested, I will say, well, would one of you please let me share it anyway.
And they will be feeling just like you. They'll be so happy to get the information by the time they get the information. Okay, hold that thought.
Awesome. So I would like to ask them.
Okay, so the 14th, the 21st, peer-to-peer, the 28th. Would that work?
That would not work.
Okay, and I don't have to,
Probably. You don't have to be there for that, right?
I'm going to actually be doing the brief. So I do need to participate in the brief, and if it can't be the 28th, we could do it the 27th or on Kite Fly Day.
Okay.
Because you don't need to do the actual peer-to-peer that day,
Oh, that's just a briefing for the peer-to-peer.
and then you'll pick a day to
Oh.
do the peer-to-peer,
Okay.
and
okay.
then we'll debrief it.
Okay. that sounds perfect. Let's do then the 27th.
Okay.
So that's just what you're sharing with me, what the expectation is as I'm doing the peer-to-peer, what that looks like, and
Kind of like what we did today.
okay, perfect.
And
27th, 4 p.m. Correct. Kind of setting everything up for works well.
And then, when would you like to do the peer-to-peer?
I'm thinking Friday, May 1st. Because we, Emily and myself and Eck all have out of classroom planning days then, so
Okay.
we can meet up together to do that.
Peer-to-peer for Rachel on May 1st, May Day. And then I'd like to schedule the debrief after you're done with the peer-to-peer, as soon as possible.
Yeah, Tuesday the 5th would work for me,
Okay.
if that works for you.
Now, I have a Pyramid Plus TA call. I'm trying to remember if it's an hour or 2 hours.
We can do it on Wednesday if you want.
Let's
That's
just,
not a problem.
yeah,
I have
let's
teacher
just make
conferences
sure.
on Monday, so I just don't know what my schedule's going to look like. And usually those
That'll
4
give
to
me,
5 is when everybody wants to come.
okay, so that'll
And
give you more
Wednesday the
wiggle
6th
room
will
and
be
me
fine.
more wiggle room as well. So 4 o'clock?
Yeah, we'll say 4
On the
p.m.
6th.
Okay, now I have a quick question for you.
Mm-hmm.
When you are doing the live coaching for me, you only need to be there to do live coaching with one parent, correct? So I can schedule the other 2 parents independently of you?
That's a good question. I'm gonna need to get back with you on that because I know that it is in your professional development plan. However, you can change the number.
Well, if it's
You
just
can always do those on your
me needing
own.
to do those on my own, then that's not a problem. But if
Okay.